Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we'll be doing the most disappointing NBA teams this season. So, before we start, this is just my opinion. I've never really done a video like this. I just don't ever want to ever seem looking at the glass half full, half full, or half empty. I look at the glass half full always, not half empty. So, I never want to be a disparager or someone who tries to spout negative thoughts or put manifestations out there, because I don't believe in putting bad energy in the universe. I want everybody to be kumbaya, tasty waves, and good vibes. So we're just going to talk about the teams that I actually was stoked for, that I think they've kind of have not been able to really put it together. So I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Let's get right into it. If you guys agree or not, subscribe. So obviously the Philadelphia 76ers, Joel Embiid being injured, and now you guys have heard he's either going to get his leg broken, a meniscus surgery, or radiation as one of the three options he's evaluating as he's been out for the season. Paul George might be washed, who a lot of us thought Paul George was going to be one of the most well-equipped superstars to age gracefully, due to the fact that his game wasn't the most reliant on athleticism. We thought he was just going to become a good three-point shooter and defender for the rest of his career, even when he lost the athleticism fully. But it doesn't seem like he's embracing being the third option or playing the forward, aka power forward sometimes. And then just it just was a dumpster fire, it felt like at times. Not as bad as his next team. Obviously, we got to put Dallas in here. And from trading Luka Doncic to then Anthony Davis basically getting hurt immediately from getting there, and Kyrie blowing out his knee. It all started with Miriam Adelson just buying this team. I mean, she is the spawn of Satan herself, or himself. We don't know if he's a man or a woman. Maybe he's non-binary. I don't know. But the thing is, I saw a tweet the other day that Dallas Mavericks could recruit Hamas to be season ticket holders. They'd probably buy it. It's bad there in Dallas, and I feel bad. I feel bad. So bad. This year's a disappointment. This team went to the NBA Finals last year. That's crazy. The Phoenix Suns, I know they can still make the playoffs, but the whole Bradley Beal saga, where they kind of wanted to force him out, and Yusuf Nurkic basically going through the ringer and seemingly now in Charlotte to be in a better headspace, was an odd sight to see. This team is the Bartlestein Suns. If you guys look, the team governor isn't Matt Ishbia. It's Bartlestein, the son of Josh Bartlestein, I believe. The son of... Is it Josh Bartlestein the son, or is Nick the son? Whatever. The son of the Bartlestein agency is the team governor. So everybody on this roster is a Bartlestein or Bartlestein client. So it's kind of like a lot of nepotism, and the cracks were already there to start, and they've just gotten wider. We know Kevin Durant is going to get traded at the offseason, and it was so bad that the Suns even entertained sending Bradley Beal back to the Washington Wizards. That's crazy. The New Orleans Pelicans are a team that was supposed to be a playoff squad. Zion's been pretty solid as of late. It's just, dude, come on. Joel Embiid, by this point of his career, had started to put it together, made Philadelphia contender. There's been some bright spots. I love Karlo Matikovic. I think Reeves is going to be a really good shooter. Obviously, Trey Murphy and Herb Jones are going to be long-term pieces. Jose Alvarado is cool. Yves Messi, we interviewed him. Go check that out at Hoops Hype. And I think Willie Green gets a lot of hate. But this team's cursed, man. There's players leaving, and I talked to Boogie Cousins, and he just says the biggest thing is this ownership group, because they own the Saints. the Pelicans are always the little stepbrother, and kind of starting to show why they're not having success. I'm gonna be quite honest, Miami, besides the whole Jimmy Butler saga, Terry Rozier is just not fitting in, and he was supposed to be their big move that was supposed to help them, and it's just not working out. The injury bug has hit them, and this team sometimes just seems really lifeless or joyless at moments. And I really think they have some great players, from Jaquez to Tyler Hero to Bam Adebayo to Khalil Ware. I think the vet and Kevin Love's big. Having guys like Duncan Robinson are huge, even if his contract's now is a little bit big. Haywood Highsmith is great. But for a team that probably was hoping to be a top 6 seed, they're going to be lucky if they're a play-in team. We have to put the Chicago Bulls, like, they've started the teardown process, and they haven't fully gone into a fire sale like they still have Nikola Vucevic. After trading both DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine, with Vuce more than likely going to leave in free agency, that was a strange one to me. They also have Patrick Williams, which they've kind of openly given up on. And I have no idea, then why'd you give him $18 million a year? They have way too many guards on this roster. And Josh Giddey's been your best one over the last month or two. So, and he paid Javon Carter a few seasons to bring him over and just never played him. It seems like Billy Donovan could be on his way out. This one is a disappointment because we thought you guys were either going to fully bottom out or these additions were going to surprise us. But it was just another year of the same stuff. I guess Buzelis is a bright spot. The Charlotte Hornets, I knew they weren't going to make a serious run for the playoffs because of the pick situation, as next year will be the first year they'll have their pick. If the pick doesn't play this year, they'll have their pick finally back to their control. So I thought they were going to pull a Atlanta Hawks, go hard, make the play-in, and then just lose and still be a lottery team so you can keep your pick, hopefully. But, and LaMelo, it seemed like they were running an experiment, but this team is bad, and he wants to win competitively. And I really do think Tajon Saline's also just way worse than we thought he was going to be. It's just, I thought he was going to be like a Rui Hachimura, Aaron Gordon mix, and he's more just of a switch big. Probably closer to a Chris Boucher. So I don't know what to expect at that point. I honestly think they need to push their chips to the middle of the table and try to see if they can get somebody. Or I don't think the answer is trading LaMelo, and Brandon got shut down early, but you gotta find another guy to put between Brandon and LaMelo. And that starts by trading Miles, but this team's just real bad. It just doesn't look like it's a step towards anything. The Toronto Raptors with Emmanuel Quickley, basically a lot of their players have all missed time this season, but especially Quickley, that they paid him and he didn't play. And this team from Pirtle, Scotty Barnes, now Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick solid, Ochai solid. You also have RJ Barrett, who's solid, who's been paid. There's so many players who would be decent role players or starters on other teams, but this team, what's the direction? Is it Vision 6-9? I don't know. And the disappointment is here, I thought maybe this was going to be a gap year. Let's just throw it out, have all these young dudes, and then next year we'll have cap space. And we're going to go around and we'll get somebody in the draft and we'll have a vision for Scotty. But, dude, Scotty's on a max contract now. Where are you guys trying to go with this? And I like Darko Rajakovic as a coach, but what's the direction? Look, Portland, specifically Denny Avdia, you've been playing freaking fantastic. Denny's been getting down to the cup and playing so hard, so aggressive. I actually love every second of it. And also Scoot Henderson, even though he's a below the rim player, he's been a facilitator. You got Shaden Sharp just dunking and ending people's careers on a nightly basis. And guess what? DeAndre Ayton becomes an expiring contract after this season. What? And Chauncey Billups is seemingly a good coach. I don't want and hear anybody to disparage him. I will say, why do we have so many contracts? Why is Matisse Thybulle not healthy? Why is Jeremy Grant regressing? It doesn't make sense. There needs to be answers and people need to be held accountable. By the way, Joe Cronin is a Neil Shea right-hand man. It's the same regime, basically, just without a guy who isn't verbally abusing people. I'm going to throw the Timberwolves in here. Look, Anthony Edwards has yet... I think it's still a little bit of a maturity thing because you see it in flashes, but he hasn't been able to be an MVP candidate for a full season. He wasn't able to carry over how he played in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs last year to this year. The Julius Randle, it's gotten better, but it still doesn't fit. And yes, the young guys are stepping up, but for a long part, there was no depth on this team. They were supposed to be a contender. They're not. So there we have it. They're lucky if they're a top 6 seed. But I love the Timberwolves. They were my team growing up. All right, there you go. I've had to look at everything half empty. Those were the most disappointing teams this NBA season. Let me know if you guys thought anything, disagreed. Like, comment, subscribe. Ciao.